Hey guys, Mark Hadmaker here. Real quick tip on setting up the double wrist lock off of the rear body lock position. Don't look for anything mind-blowing here unless you don't run it this way. I think if you're running straight to your grip, you're probably putting in more work than needs to be. And since I can either, hang on, can you help me out here? Kylie's going to help me out. This is going to be a rear body lock. Just real quick, hooks everything up. Look at that, already a correct grip. No bar locking. We know, give me a bar lock. I don't even know how to do one because we don't do that around here. We know bar lock, we just rip that grip away. So she's going to go with the palm to palm or a butterfly. It doesn't matter. It's just proper gripping. So we're talking about concentrating a rear body lock off of this grip. Yes, we know we put in that hips out position. Yes, we know we can start running off into standing switch position, crawfish, power crawfish, all sorts of things. We're just talking about attacking this arm right now. And usually what the problem is when you see the setup for the double wrist lock from here, whether you're going to use it as the actual submission, the takedown, or just as a dog leash to move somebody out of the way, you see the work. We're going to leave the sprawl out, I mean the hips away for right now, but you see people go to work with this immediately, trying to give me a real loose grip right now, let me have it, all right? You see people immediately trying to get all the way into this position, which we know is what we ultimately want. A wrist control hand around the elbow, so my arm's above the elbow, get control of my own wrist here. We're not even going to talk about turning around on this, how to use the drag to get the turnaround, but we know if you're running right with the grip, I'm going to tell you, that's wrong, guys. You're probably not even do it that way. But what we do need is the first grip. We need a wrist control grip, second grip. There's not a grip at all. We're going to create a shelf. The elbow control hand comes in palm down. So it's going to be a shelf with the ulna, the radius, so the radius and ulna, whichever bone's right here. So I'm sure someone's going to let me know any minute now. We're going to come underneath the elbow. I'm not putting a lift in. Once I put my hips through, when I put my hips through, I'm giving a push down with my wrist control hand, and I'm giving a lift up with this. So I'm not just descending and taking both my hands down at the same time. If I did that, there's no point in having this shelf. So at the same time I'm going down with the hips, I'm trying to get a straight arm position, the best straight arm I can off this wrist control. And this is giving like I'm doing myself a reverse curl position right here, or throwing myself into a power clean position. Release just one moment, stay right there. So I'm wanting this contrary motion going like this. So we get a little bit of pushing down and a little bit of hello, hey, nice to see you. So we're right here, hook this up, a little bit of a push. This is all I need right now because I just need this tiny gap, which we can't see right now, but there's a tiny gap. Now here's the next error that you usually see. This tiny gap is made, and then you see people try and start snaking from here to get to this. Now even with this disparity in weight, she's giving me enough of a struggle to pull it back in, let alone she's not taking my legs out from under me and throwing me around like a dog on a bone right here. What we do is once we get this tiny grip, that's not done. Now we're going to go with contrary motion. Once we use this shelf to create this tiny, tiny space, there's a tiny space right here. I'm going to take this hand and turn it into thumbs up position, into a hitchhiking position. So I don't know if you'll see this thumb protrude, but look for it right here if it comes through. I've created this tiny space, thumb comes through. There it is. Now once I have that, you can stay there. This thumb is going over this shoulder. The same time that wrist control, I'm taking both in this same direction, as if I'm I'm shoveling some dirt over my shoulder in this position. Once I'm not going to make it this far, but that's what I'm thinking. Once I throw it over the shoulder, then this hand snaps back and gets a hold of the wrist. So in other words, the whole way we're doing this double wrist lock, this hand's never looking to go to your wrist. You're looking to always bring your wrist up to you. So once we create that shelf, there's the thumb position. I lift. Look at that. Now I'm right on top of that. Then after that, we start using all of our drag positions, our pit-to-pit drags. We'll do that another day if you're not already doing it, in case that's a mystery to you. But one more time. We hook up. I got wrist control. I create the shelf. Whenever I drop, I think about stiff arming and getting my reverse curl. Thumb is already, look, I got that grip. Thumb is already in. Thumb over my shoulder while I'm taking this at the same time. Pop, and then I make the hand off. There's a big mistake if you think you're just using this one. This thumb alone, it's not going to be mighty enough to do it. So it's thumb and wrist, your wrist control hand driving into the double wrist lock. Thank you. Take off. Good grip there. So you see it's all this contrary motion. You're going to have this, a low, nice to see you position, thumb through, driving both back. Now that you got the wrist there, you hook it. So you see this arm never has to straighten out at all. We're just keeping everything nice and tight, and this one's nice and tight to the body, not opening up any other countering possibilities, and you give it a much tighter, more functionally correct way to get that double wrist lock. Anyway, I hope that helps you out, guys. If you need anything more like that, we get tons of double wrist lock material and setups and all of our ESP Raw combination mat curriculum.